So we're in the room, she's cleaning the lady, and she's showing me how to do it, and I'm just like, what the heck am I doing? I cannot do this type of work. This is not for me. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your fave Nurse B. Before we get into the video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, go check out the Your Fave Nurse B Facebook group. We talk about nursing school, tips while you're in nursing school, advice about how to get into nursing school, and then just things for new nurses and all that good stuff. Also, go follow me on Instagram. It is a new Instagram account, so I am working on building it, but it is Your Fave Nurse B #1. Go follow me on there. Let's get right into this video. So first off, I started off as an NAT, which is a nursing assistant in training. Now, the way that I started classes is I started to work at a nursing home, which is where I work right now, and they provide the class for you for free, and then they also have you do on-the-job training as an NAT, nursing assistant in training. So I started working, did the interview process, and I'll do a video more about interviewing, but did the interview process, got the job. Yeah, so I started in 2012. I got paid $8 an hour as a nursing assistant in training, and then we would work, like you work throughout the week. I believe I worked evening shift. I stayed on one floor, and I would go to my classes on Thursdays. It was a 12-week course, and so we would meet in the morning on Thursdays. I think it was like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 7 to 3 or something like that. Like it fit the daytime schedule, because afterwards sometimes you would have to work that evening shift, which started at 2:30, so it had to end like at 2 or something like that. Anyway, so we did the course while we were working for 12 weeks and just one day out of the week. And basically it was so boring, y'all. We had one teacher, she was at the time, she was just considered like the staff educator, and she was a young nurse, and she was so dry. Oh, they gave us this huge thick book. It had like, it was just hole punched, and it didn't have like, it wasn't in any type of binder. It was just like this loose leaf book, so we had to get our own binders and fill them up. Anyways, so that was what it was, and she would just sit there and just read the freaking book to us. That's all she did. She would sit there and she would just read the book. Like, that was the class. And then we would do a test. Typically after each section we would do a test, and I'm gonna tell ya, people did cheat. I didn't cheat. Your fave Nurse B is not a cheater. She would read it to us, and then we would do like the questions in the back, and that was that. And we would grade each other or grade ourselves, and that was that. And then I would say maybe like halfway through the program, she decided to quit the job, and so they had to find us a new educator. Now this educator, she's awesome. She still works in my job, but she's a floor nurse now. Like, she used to be the old educator, and then she came in and stepped in for us, and then she went back to be a floor nurse. So she was teaching it to us, and she was way more interactive. She would stand up, she would walk around, she would give us like real work scenarios, like, this happens, you know, then you do this, or you might have to run into this issue or that issue. It was more like she was telling you how the information connected to you actually working, versus the first teacher was just reading the book. It was just like all like CNA book world. It was nothing, like, it had no context to it. It was not actually relating to the job itself. So that was the difference in those two teachers. But basically it was just straightforward information. I would say that we had, I think, maybe 13 to 15 people who started the class, all women, and most people in the class already had some type of experience. I was maybe one of the only people who didn't, well, I think I was the only person who never had experience taking care of people. So most of the people were like home health aides, or they took care of someone in their family, or they had kids. I didn't even have a kid at the time. So I think I was what, 22 or 23 when I started. 22, I think, maybe, perhaps. no, yeah, 22 when I started. And so a lot of times they would kind of tell you different scenarios that they had, and oh, when I did this, I did that. So everybody had a little story to tell, and I didn't really have a frame of reference going into it, which I do feel like helped me more, because I was able to absorb the information more, versus like I feel like people who already came into the class with some type of experience as you know, an NAT or as a home health aide, like they kind of was like, oh yeah, I know about that, I don't even need to read that. Like, but me, I didn't know anything, so like I was like, give it to me. Like I'm hungry for information because I don't know anything. I don't want to get out here and not know anything. So I feel like that really helped me. But if you are a home health aide and you're going to CNA school, like I don't think that it's going to hinder you. Just don't rely so much on the information that you feel like you already know, because things are completely different compared to what you actually do and what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Or what you think you know and what you actually should know. And that really translates in how you answer questions and how you test out, and if you can test out of the program. So with our class, we all tested out except for one person. The ending test was very, very similar to all the questions that we did throughout the whole program. And I think you could only get like 15 questions wrong. And yeah, so everybody passed it for one person. She retook it and passed. So when you actually take the state board for it, the person comes in, your teacher cannot give you the test. The person comes in, they teach it. I mean, they give you the test, you take it. Everybody has a different test. Like I might have test A, that person has test B, that person has test B, you know, just so you're not able to cheat off of each other. So you do the test, and then afterwards you do the vital signs. So the professor would have a blood pressure cuff that you're able to listen to the BP, and she's able to listen to it, and then you give her the reading. Okay, and then if you kind of are off, she might be like, let's do it one more time, and then you try it again. She's like, okay, you got it, you know. But that way she hears it and you hear it, so she knows if it's the right BP. So that's what we did. We did it on each other. It was pretty easy, I would say. The thing that made it the most easy is because I was working in the field while I took the test. So I mean, while I was taking the course, so it really went hand in hand. The only thing is you have to realize is what you're learning in class. Yeah. What you're learning, I'm on a bouncy ball, y'all. What you're learning in class is going to be completely different from what is actually happening on the floor, especially in a nursing home, especially in a busy nursing home. It's completely different. I mean, you might learn that, oh, when you feed a patient, you give them 2 bites and 2 sips. I mean, you might give somebody a few bites and then just give them 1 sip, you know, when you're working on the floor in real time, you know, but you have to understand what you do is completely different what you should do. So you have to know both. You have to know what needs to be done in order to get the work done, and you also have to know what is recommended for you to do so that you can actually pass the test. Now, in some instances, I will do 2 bites and then 2 sips. It just depends, but everything varies with patients. So you can't always go by the book when you do patient care, and you can't always go ad lib when you're going by the book. You have to, when it comes to you actually doing book work, you have to do the book work. So it's so important. I'm gonna get into like the actual tips of how to pass CNA classes. So first thing first is you need to read the material. Even if you feel like you know it, or you feel like it's trivial, or oh, this is easy, just read it, because there might be, in that whole chapter, there might be one little nugget of information that you did not know, and guess what? That's going to be on the test. Definitely look at the vocabulary words. That's really going to help you when it comes to doing tests, because if you can understand like the terminology that's in a sentence, then it really helps you to understand what the answer is. So you might not know what the answer is, but if you have an idea of what a certain word is, it's going to really help you answer it. So look at the vocab at the beginning of each chapter. Do flashcards on it. It could be simple, you know. Elimination is the first one of the vocabulary words. On the back you put removing of urine from your body, or removing waste from your body. Boom. Go to the next flashcard. Boom, boom, boom. Just do that. You can do that while you're in class, you know. Don't waste any time doing it afterwards. Do it while you're in class. Do that. Do study groups. I have a video about study groups. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you're getting the information in. There's plenty of videos here on YouTube. And like I said, I'm going to be doing way more videos specifically going over each chapter in the book. And I know someone who used to be a CNA instructor. I'm going to ask her if she would do a video with me, or at least if I can pick her brain brain and get some information from her. So hopefully she will help a girl out. So it's also good for you to know more information than you think that you need to know. That way that you're just a better CNA, you're a better caregiver, and you're just overall just better. And then also, I'm telling you, a lot of the information that I got from CNA class came up again in fundamentals of nursing class in nursing school. Like, so much of it came up again, like a lot of it. So if you are strong in your CNA class and you know that you want to become a nurse, it really gets you ready for nursing school. I'm telling you, it does so much. Like, it was really helpful for me, even though I went to nursing school like 2.5 years after I became a CNA, like 2 years after I became a CNA, I went to nursing school. That information I learned back then was still there. It still helped me out. So read the information. You could read before you come to class, and then when you come to class, the teacher is going to go over the information. So that's the second time that you're getting the information. And then when you get home, you might want to just skim over a few things or look at the chapter summary or something like that, just to make sure that you're getting even more information that you need. Or while you're in class, take notes. And then also what you can do is when you're in class with the teacher, while they're going over the material, you could be making sure that you look in the book, you're looking at stuff. Maybe you're writing out notes, you're writing out flashcards, which I will have more videos on flashcards. Just so you know, as an aside, you all, anybody who is going for their CNA, any videos that I do about study tips and things like that, for nursing students, don't think that it's only pertaining to nursing students. The study tips that I give you all, even if it says for nursing students, it's really for anybody. So if you are going into CNA classes, make sure that you check out those videos too, because they can be very helpful. One thing I want you all to take away from this is never look at being a CNA or going to school to become a CNA as something small. To me, it is what created Your Fave Nurse B. It was that first stepping stone that I had to take to become a nurse, to become the individual that I am. And I'm so glad that I did it. And just so don't take it lightly. Don't think, oh, I'm just gonna become a CNA, you know, like, what's the point of me reading this? What's the point of me studying? Like, let me just go through this class, or let me just read somebody else's answers and I'll be done with it. No, take it seriously. Invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge so you can be the best caregiver that you can be. And I know sometimes I might sound like I'm like all in the, you know, fairyland or whatever, but try your best. You know, if, hey, the information is there, you're in the class, try your best to get as much from it and take it serious. Don't think just because it's a CNA class, like, I don't have to take it serious, like it's just CNA, whatever. No, take it serious, have pride in what you're doing, be happy about going to the next level in your life, because I'm telling you, it helped me. You know, it really did help me. Don't cheat, y'all. Do not cheat. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not going to help you. If you get caught, you might get in trouble, you might get kicked out of the program, whatever the case may be. As someone asked me specifically, like, let me look at the questions real quick. I don't want to miss anything. I also want you all to know that you can always email me at yourfavenurseb@gmail.com and ask me any questions that you want, or you can DM me. I like to be DM on Instagram compared to Facebook, because Facebook be having some creeps. Instagram do too, but I'd rather be DM'd on Instagram. It's easier to navigate compared to Facebook. I really don't like to be on Facebook too much, other than my Facebook group. So anyway, so Christina, hey girl, she is the reason why I'm doing this video. She reached out to me via email, and let me see specifically what she said. Like, during the clinical section, like while you're learning clinicals in CNA class, can you take breaks? Like, what if you have to use the restroom right in the middle of giving care to a patient? So I mean, like, you're gonna take breaks, so I would just say whenever your instructor gives you breaks, just go to the bathroom. But as a CNA, as a nurse, as anyone who's taking care of other people, you gotta learn how to hold it. That's all I'm saying. You gotta learn how to use that sphincter muscle and hold it in, you all. Do Kegels. I'm doing them right now. So yes, you can go to the bathroom. I mean, you can do what you gotta do and say, hey, I gotta run to the restroom. But of course, in the middle of patient care, you're not gonna be able to just stop and go to the bathroom. No, unless you like really gotta go. You're like, hey, can you watch my patient for me while I run to the restroom? Something like that. But you're gonna be able to get breaks during clinicals. So just so you all know, in my particular program, we did not have like clinicals. Us working was our clinicals. That was our on-job training. That's what we did. So it says, during breaks, can nursing assistants go to fast food places or should I bring my lunch? So it just depends on the program. I would definitely say talk to whomever the instructors are at your program, or the people like the receptionist at the place wherever you're going, and ask them more in depth, because it's all going to change based off where you're going. But I would say if you can, bring food there, because it's cheaper. It might be easier. You don't want to spend your whole break going to a fast food place. And then also, if you can't go there, then you're going to be hungry. So make sure that I would just say bring your own food. I think that when we took breaks, I'm trying to think, sometimes we would go out to eat when we took breaks, but typically I believe I brought my own food, especially because I don't eat meat. So a lot of places that we would go, I wouldn't really enjoy the food anyway, so I would just bring my own food. I'm just so used to doing that. So yeah, that's that. But I want to tell you a little bit about my experience just being an NAT. So first things first, y'all. The first time, so I clocked. I was so excited. They gave me the name of the person that I was going to be underneath, who was going to be showing me. Her name is America. Girl, when I say I love this girl, hey America, I love her. So she was a CNA and she was going to be training me. So first things first, I thought she was going to be a foreigner because her name's America. I was assuming, like, you know, she's going to be a foreigner. No. Black girl named America. So she was training me, and she was talk so fast and she talked so much. I love this girl. But anyways, I remember the first time we walked into somebody's room and changed them, y'all. Before I even became an NAT or CNA or whatever, I worked with babies. I was in a daycare. I worked at a daycare. I took care of the infants. Like, that was my thing. So I understood like how to clean people, but that's baby poop compared to elder poop. So we're in the room. She's cleaning the lady and she's showing me how to do it. And I'm just like, what the heck am I doing? I cannot do this type of work. This is not for me. But we finished the patient care. You know, that was that. We're like, girl, when I, like the first week or two, I would just have the smell of feces in my nose. Like, I just could not get rid of the smell. I couldn't get rid of her, watching her wipe somebody's butt, and poop just kept coming out. I just could not get that out of my head. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is too much. But I got past it. I broke past it. And now I am your fave nurse B. Okay. Then I remember feeding people, and you all, I hate to say it, but I was just so like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm feeding somebody. Like, they're drooling, they're not even talking to me, they're coughing. Like, I was just so like, this is too much, I can't take it. And then I would look at other CNAs and they'd be eating while they feeding people and cursing and talking across the room. And I was just like, is this the place where I'm working? Like, this is not for me. Like, I got to get out of here. But I kept to it. I kept with it. I kept on going. And what I can say is, whenever you're in a class and you're completely new to all this, even if you're not new, you're going to become a CNA. So in some ways you are new to it. Don't let the people that are working there jade you. Don't let them change you. Always have that same heart, have that same drive, have that same compassion. I have a video about this. Go watch it. It's every healthcare worker should watch this video type of video. I forgot the name. I think that's the title. Go watch that. Please go watch that video. I need you to go watch it. And share, like, and comment on that video. Anyways, never let what is happening outside of your classroom change who you are as an individual. You will see people doing a lot of different things to patients and with patients, saying a lot of things that you're like, I cannot believe they're saying this. Don't become that person. You know, these people have been there for years and they feel like they could say whatever, do whatever. You know, they become numb to a lot of things. We're all guilty of it. But don't become that CNA right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Take the time to get to know your patients, to have compassion, to learn a little bit about them if you can. I know some places you can actually go and look at that person's care plan. You can get an idea of who that individual really is. At my job, they still have paper care plans. So I used to read through them as a CNA, and I would see like, oh, such and such was a homemaker and da 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 da, and she had this injury and she had a stroke and that's how she ended up at this place. Or they'll tell you like such and such lost her husband at a young age and she had to take care of 4 kids and she became a nurse and this and this and that and the third. And like, you get to understand your patients as a person versus just a patient. So if you can, definitely look at your patients' care plans and get a bit of their background. It will really help you to be able to take care of people versus looking at or seeing the things that you have to do for them, like, oh, I got to get them a shower, I got to clean them, I got to do this. You don't look at the task, you look at the person. Once you know more about them, once you go in their room and you look at their photographs and you go through their photo albums and you ask them questions, you know, and you ask their family questions, you get to know them and you get to see past the things that we don't see as desirable. We don't, you know, the poop and the pee and the blood and the slop and the throw up. You get to see past all that and you see them as a person. It's so much easier for you to take care of them once you're able to get through, you know, the nasty stuff and see them as a person and just know that, you know what, I'm doing a great service for them. I'm taking care of them. They're clean, they look good, they're well fed, they're well hydrated, they're in bed, they're comfortable, they're safe. You know, and you feel so much better about yourself once you actually learn what needs to be done to take care of people. So like I said, take pride in what you do. Let me know if you all have any other questions about becoming a CNA, or like questions like while you're in the class, like if stuff comes up you want me to do a video about it, let me know. Like I said, DM me on Instagram. Follow the Your Fave Nurse B #1 Instagram page. Follow the Facebook group. Like, comment, and subscribe, and go watch some more of my other videos about this subject. So yeah, that's that. Remember, I'm your Fave Nurse B. Thanks for watching.